Hello everyone. My name is KonceptioN2. I'm going to be running Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone here for you. Now this is the Game Boy Color version, so it's very different. A lot of you might have played the console versions of the game, where it's kind of your typical action platformers and stuff. This is a very different game. Think 16-bit kind of style, and it's a turn-based RPG, so it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of game-breaking stuff that goes into it as well, so I'm very happy to be sharing it for you here at ESA. First time running here too, so I'm just beyond excited, but we're going to get started. Time will start as soon as we click, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Here we are. Yes, check it out, and it's all in its beauty right here. Yeah, it's a very different game. Like I said, it's a turn-based RPG, so you might think Pokemon style. It's a little bit closer to Final Fantasy in terms of like how it behaves in terms of combat and things like that. Unfortunately, in the first game, you don't get to use Ron or Hermione as cohorts in battle. It's just Harry saving the day all by himself, kind of like he does in the books and movies and stuff too. So that's what we're getting used to. So we're having this garden gnome looking Ollivander give us a wand here, and then we're just going to come out here, and this guy is going to give us some cards, some wizard cards. We need specific ones here. We're actually looking to get this blue deck specifically, because it's going to give us the amount of card combos that we're going to need to use to do some key glitches in the game. Oh, has it now? All right. Well, we're going to keep the time running. Let me just get in this shop. I'm going to very, very quickly throw on some cosplay. 1 second.
The change timer.
We can do a reset. That's alright.
It's up to you.
Okay, we'll give it another shot. Let me didn't get too far. Trust me, it's worth it. it's so worth it. Alright.
Do you feel like you can play better with the cosplay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can only PB when you're wearing official uniform.
Okay. Official. Oh, you even got the official vest and everything. Okay. Are you almost done?
Almost.
Okay.
The very most important part, of course. All right. Absolutely worth it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Come on, let me get the wand. Oh, it's perfect.
Amazing.
So we're just gonna reset this here. Am I getting that right? All right. So we're taking this from the top. Taking this from the top. If you want to draw the scar on my forehead at any point while I'm running, yeah, you don't have to do it. I don't need to focus for that. That's easy.
Okay.
So welcome to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We're gonna start this from the beginning again. Now that we met the incentive, thank you guys so much for donating. That's really generous of you guys to donate. It's all going to a great cause for Save the Children, so I couldn't be more grateful that we met this incentive. So thank you so much. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1, go. Woo!
Yay.
All right, yeah, so we get to see this little garden gnome of Ollivander here give us a wand again. Luckily, we didn't miss too much. So I was saying before, we have to get a very specific deck of wizard cards here. We use them to set up glitches. So card combos in this game, they function for combat. They're meant to be used in combat as extra damage boosting kind of deals, or they give you special benefits of sorts. And we don't use them at all during Battle 1. So we actually use them to set up glitches exclusively. So we're going to come out here. We're going to get that same blue deck. It's actually RNG where the cursor is. So that's one small part of RNG that's in this game, where the cursor is on the decks. So we might have to move over. Yep. Got to get that blue deck. And I'll go a little bit into what the glitches are when we get a little bit closer to them. But we're actually starting to set up probably the most important glitch within the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game here. So we're going to come down here. Now that we got our cards, we're actually going to pick up a special card that we have to get in this shop specifically. And then we're going to grab a potion for safety here, which is going to be in this hidden box. And then we're going to head back up to Gringotts. Now, if you're doing PB attempts of this game, if you're interested in running this game, there's a little give and take in that this game is massively reset heavy if you're trying to PB in the first 3 minutes of the game. There's a lot that can go wrong. In a marathon, it's not going to be too bad because we're going to save a lot. We're going to make sure it stays extra safe for us. But like we're going to save here, for example. But that's a give and take. The good thing is if you're going to reset, you might as well do it at the beginning of the game as opposed to an hour in or so. But you're going to see why in a little bit. So now we're in Gringotts. Hagrid straight up abandoned us. We're going to figure it out on our own. Basically what we have to do is we have to get to our vault. Now you can see these little blue puffs here popping up, and that's our encounters. That's what we're fighting. So we do get the benefit of being able to see them pop up. Now the bad part is that a lot of times they'll pop up right on you, and you can't do anything about it. They're just going to hit you. We really want to get to our first boss here without taking any damage, but if we do, I grabbed a couple potions to be safe. Luckily, we got pretty good RNG, and that's going to be our first boss, so we're going to save right here. Now, I affectionately call this guy Chuck the Rat here, Rat Boss. He can mess you up. He can mess you up. So first, we got to take out his smaller minion rats. Luckily, Chuck does like to miss a decent amount. There you go. There's one right there. See, I told you. We have to get through killing Chuck without dying, obviously. That's very important. And then from Chuck forward, we cannot hit a single encounter, and it's very key for setting up a glitch. The unfortunate thing is, as well, is that we cannot just save after we beat him, and then if we hit an encounter, just reset. The game needs to be in a state where the last encounter we fought... Ooh, God, that's terrible. The last encounter we fought was this boss, and we can't fight anything else to set up a glitch, and that's it. That's all it can be. So if we saved and quit the game... Ooh, that's pretty good. If we saved and quit the game afterwards, the game does not read that the last encounter we fought was a victory. It won't read the encounter at all because we saved and quit, so there is no encounter saved on the cartridge anymore. So that's why it's very key. We save right before Chuck there for safety, and hopefully we can get out of Gringotts here without facing another encounter. If we do, then unfortunately we have to do a little reset here. Luckily, it's not too long. The glitch is very much worth it too. I'm trying to keep it in suspense a little bit because it's very, very cool what the effect is. So we're trying to get back here. You're going to see me pause a little bit like this just to see where encounters pop up, because I'd rather see where they pop up while I'm not moving, because this game really loves to put an encounter where it thinks you're going to go. So it'll just put one right in your direct path, and you'll presumably walk right into it, which is why I do these little pause steps occasionally. You also see me hug the top of these walls a lot because it shrinks your hitbox where you can get hit by encounters, and mainly your feet. If you're just walking in the open, then it's going to have the hitbox be your whole body. So We did great. We got out.
Yeah.
So we don't have to reset there, which is amazing. So there is one little part here that can still give us an encounter, so we're going to hope that it doesn't. But we're going to walk over here. We got money now. Harry comes from money. He's got that big vault with cash. All right, now we're completely safe. There's an encounter that can pop up right there, right at that little barrel, but we're good. So now we got to shop for all of our school supplies. 11-year-old Harry. So first we got to just get this cauldron. This stuff's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing really special going on here beyond just buying all of our school supplies. If there happen to be any donations to read or listen to, that now would be a great time for that.
Prinked donated $10. You may not have beaten my time, but you went for that 1P2C skip. Way to go. Money goes to the Harry Potter cosplay.
Thank you very much for that money. Thank you very much, because we met that incentive, clearly. So I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much. We're still finishing up our little shopping segment here. We got to come down here, get our books.
Pilly donated $40.
Thank you very much. Very appreciated. All right, and then our last
Jeff Pelly donated $10. Let's go, Nate. Let's get that Philosopher's Stone really fast. Ready on time, Ashlyn.
Thank you, Jeff. That's my best friend there. Thank you so much for donating. Don't get ready on time too fast, but...
I know. I'm going to try not to say time too often.
Yeah. We don't want to jump the gun here. Okay, so that's the extent of our shopping, so we just got to walk back to Hagrid here and finish out this little segment. Now we're going to be setting up the most important glitch of the game. So like I said, this is a turn-based RPG, which means that he's in a leveling system here, Harry. After we beat that first boss, we were at level 2. And we're just going to go ahead and real quick do a glitch that gets us to, say, level 99, which is the cap. So we're going to just do that real quick, and it all takes place on this Hogwarts Express segment here. So we got to talk to the Weasleys. They're very wordy. Get them on the train. All right, so we're going to get on the train. And remember, I was telling you about those card segments earlier. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our folio here. We're going to use one of our card combos, which you're not supposed to be able to use out of combat. So this is the reason why it causes a glitch. So that duplicates that. Now we have this palette swap that happened because I talked to that NPC 3 times. Again, this palette swap is not supposed to happen. What is supposed to happen in this game casually right now is we're going to go take our seat. We're going to talk to Ron for a while. And then we're going to have to fight Draco because you know how he is. And then, then we get off the train. But we're just going to go ahead and skip all that by just talking to those NPCs in this very specific order with that palette swap. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to grab a potion for safety, and then you're going to see what's going on. Just some text boxes here. So we call that glitch card duping. Basically, it duplicates whatever the last encounter that you had was. Now, if that was a victory, that's great. That means you get the benefits of having it again, all the experience, all item drops, things like that. If it was a defeat, that means you die. All right. Now, what we want to see is a frog here, which we did. We're going to defeat this frog, and it's going to give us enough experience to get to level 99. Just that's how the glitch works. This game is broken. I don't have explanation for it, but that's just how it works. All right, he's poisoned us here. He's giving us a little run for our money, but we're doing okay. That's a good crit. When you see the numbers pop up in red, that's a crit. So you can see here, we gain all this experience points, and now we're actually level 92 something. We're actually going to duplicate that so we get all the way up to the max level by using another one of those card combos. And voila! Harry's level 99 before he steps foot in Hogwarts. Capped. So you're going to see here, this is just crossing the lake. You're going to see me pause occasionally here as well. Every time we pause in this particular segment, it resets the location of the enemies. So if I think an enemy is going to come at me, I'm going to pause it, unpause, and then they're going to reset. Though this one is he's after me, but we're good. We're good. If there are any other donations, it's a very slow segment. So if there are any other donations, we can throw those up as well. Oh, well, we got to get some more. We got to get some more. Unfortunately, I missed that pause, so now we just got to run. Now, also, unfortunately, I'm level 99, max cap, cannot get any higher, but there are plenty of things that are still faster than me, and I don't know why, but that's just how it works. All right, so yeah, they're after us today. These dragonflies. All right, we should be good after this.
I remember when this happened exactly like this in the book.
Yeah, remember? Harry crossed the boat on his own, had to fight a bunch of dragonflies and tentacle monsters. Before he learned how to cast spells, technically. Yeah, this game takes some liberties, that's for sure. We're abandoned again on our own. Just abandoned to find our own way here. Oh, yep, sometimes you can just get stuck on walls like that. Alright. We're going to make our way through the bottom vault here, and then we're actually going to fight our second boss of the game, which is the knight. It's just a knight in armor. And as you can imagine, it's going to go a certain way.
Don't forget to do all your safety saves too.
Oh yeah, we're well past that, okay, so we're
good.
We're good. We made the saves though. We're good. All right, we actually hugged the top wall there not only to shrink our hitbox, but there's another Hagrid cutscene there that we can skip by hiding the top wall. So here's another boss, the knight, and there goes our boss. He's done. And then we're just gonna walk up to the castle. Now we got some cutscenes going on here where we have to get sorted, and we have, your first dinner and stuff like that. So, at this time, I wanted to talk a little bit more about speedrunning this game in particular. So this game has kind of a low following. There's only a couple active runners. There's 9 people on the leaderboard total. And this is a great game. If you play it casually, it can be kind of frustrating because it doesn't give you a lot of explicit directions or specific places to go to achieve your objectives. But as a speed game, it's really fun. It's got the game-breaking glitches, but it's also got the story elements. And like I said, I really like that it's a turn-based RPG as opposed to your action platformers. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but it's just something so different, which is what drew me to it. So if you're interested in learning how to run this game, there is a Harry Potter handhelds Discord. I would definitely suggest joining that if you want to run any of them on handhelds. That includes your DS games, your Game Boy Advance games, any Harry Potter game. I would definitely suggest joining that because they're a great community. They're small, but they're strong. Like I said, yeah, we're just going to get sorted. Again, we only see Harry, and then we see Hermione first, then Harry gets sorted. Again, nothing else happens. No one else gets sorted, just those two. Just a party for those two. And then we have to find the mystery of finding the table. That's the only walking we have to do there. I also wanted to take this time to plug that I'm going to be running another game for ESA coming up in a couple days, Pokemon Red Any Percent Glitchless, also for Game Boy Color, and we have some donation incentives for that as well. You guys did such a great job donating for this one. It would be really terrific if we can get some more donation incentives for that. What we got going on is bid wars for naming your character, the rival, the Squirtle that we use, and the Nidoran that we use. We got all of those going on. I know you guys got some unique names that you can throw out at us, so 7 character names, donate and get that money in by Friday, so we can get some more money in for Save the Children here. All right, so now that we're done with our cutscene, we're actually going to be doing a little bit of setup here. So first, we're actually going to come in this classroom, and we're going to go down this bookcase. We're going to grab this herb, wormwood. Oh, see, you can get stuck on walls sometimes. Oh man. I don't want to hit this encounter, so I'm just going to wait for it to disappear. But what we're doing is we have Herbology class later on. Jeez, they're just in full force. I'm going to hit one. Oh, no, we did it. Cool.
Yay.
So we have to collect a certain amount of herbs for our Herbology class later on. So what I'm doing there is I'm just preemptively grabbing them so that I don't have to go out and grab 6 or 7 different herbs. I'm going to have pretty much all of them by the time Herbology class is ready. Another thing we're going to do here is we got a decent amount of sickles, so we're actually going to do some shopping here, the only shopping trip of the game. And we're just going to buy a bunch of chocolate frogs. As many as we can.
I love the little image for the Weasleys. It's amazing.
Yeah, this game has killer sprites. Some of them are really interesting, we'll say. You'll see Neville here in a little bit. He popped up a little bit earlier too, but he is just he's a sight to behold. Draco looks straight up like a rat. He looks like an actual mouse. All right, so we're gonna grab another herb in this classroom. I paused there because encounters really like to get in my way, like that.
That's all right.
Yeah, just adds time. Each encounter adds about 7 seconds. That if you don't need to hit it, like that one. So we grab another herb there that we're gonna need for herbology, and we can just come out. Now we're sorted. We're in Gryffindor. We're finding out where we need to go. So obviously we need to go to our fat lady portrait and let us in. But we don't know the password. It's day one. No one told us the password. I don't know what's going on. So we have to go figure out who we can get the password from, and how we need to do it. Just gonna have to spoil it for you a little bit because we do things a little bit out of order. So nearly headless Nick, which is the Gryffindor ghost, if you don't know, he has the password, and what he's gonna ask of us is a tie to keep his head on straight. You know, as everyone needs. And we're just gonna go grab the tie first before we talk to Nick for the first time. Unfortunately, it's all the way back at the bottom of the Great Hall, and it doesn't spawn until after you talk to the fat lady. So you have to go all the way to the top, talk to the fat lady, come all the way back down to this gargoyle and get your tie. Yeah, that's just unfortunately how it goes. And then we gotta walk all the way back. Luckily, this game has a few shortcuts, which is what I'm utilizing here. This is the dungeon. We go from right from the dungeon. We talk to this statue up here. It takes us right to the 5th floor. Gryffindor's on the 7th floor, so we don't have to go too far, but just far enough. All right, and we come up here. We talk to nearly headless Nick, and he gives us the password after we give him the tie. And then we can finally go into the Gryffindor common room. I don't know what this orb is. I don't know. If you stand under it, it's like a magnifying glass kind of, but like, I've read Harry Potter a bunch, and there's no talk of floating orbs. I don't know. It's not in the movie. All right. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna go to sleep for the first time, and then what's gonna be taking place next is we have to go through each of we have a class list that we have to go through, and we have to go through each class once. We only have to do it once. We don't have to do potions 8 times. That would be a pretty boring game. But we have to touch each class once, which is what we're gonna start with potions.
Does your hit points and everything reset when you go to sleep? That's a good question. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played it casually. Every time, so we do utilize. We'll get to it a little bit later. We do utilize some death warps in this game, where we die on purpose in order to warp to specific points in the castle. Every time you death warp, your hit points and your magic points reset. I don't know if every time you go to sleep it does. That is a great question. I was wondering if it was like Dungeons and Dragons rules.
yeah. You get your spells back after a long rest. Yeah. Luckily, again, being level 99, we have about 800 hit points. We have about 900 magic points, so we're pretty stocked. Okay. And then by the time we're ready to take a death warp, then it just resets anyway. So, all right, so we're gonna go to potions for the first time. I always like pointing this out in my streams as well. Everyone is sitting down. Neville is right there. He's making a potion. It is the first day of class. First day. Why is Neville making a potion? He doesn't know what he's doing. Snape is just standing there looking at him. And oh, isn't that just terrible? And of course, Harry has to be the one who saves him. Again, it's our first day of class, so we're gonna go figure out how to save Neville. It involves creating an antidote out of 3 ingredients: boomslang skin, snake fangs, and beetle eyes. So now this is where we get a good amount of RNG. Boomslang skin is always in this poster in Snape's office. Now, we're going to stay in Snape's office because it has the highest snake encounter rate. As I get a mouse, but it has the highest snake encounter rate, and then we need to kill snakes to get snake fangs. Now,
you know, we have this snake encounter. It'd be great if we got snake fangs here. I've gone 10 fights or more without getting snake fangs. So it is just completely up to whatever the game wants to do. So we're just going to RNG pray for some snake fangs here. Hey! Yay. Perfect. And then we just got to go get the beetle eyes, which are at Hagrid's hut outside. Alright, so we're going to walk down here. This is the first time we're in the exterior of the castle here. We walk to Hagrid's hut a lot in this game, unfortunately. So we get used to this path because we're going to be taking it a lot. I think it's like 6 or 7 total times we have to walk from the castle to Hagrid's hut in this game. But yeah, basically he's telling us where to get the rest of the ingredients, even though we already have them, and then that he, coincidentally, was spraying his garden for beetles, so works out. These are always in the same spot too, luckily, so don't have...
Really only the snake fangs are the things that are up for chance?
Yeah. For making the antidote, the only thing that we have to worry about for RNG is the snake fangs. So a lot of times I'll end up resetting there on PB attempts if it's like 3 or 4 times and I still don't have the snake fangs, and then gotta go for the reset. Alright, now we got all of our ingredients. We just gotta go back to potions class, where I presume everyone's just been sitting quietly while Neville's passed out on the ground. But
poor Neville.
Yeah, poor guy. Yep, they're all just sitting quietly. Ron looks bored. Oh, but Neville is standing, so maybe he's doing okay. Guess we didn't entertain Ron enough for the day. Alright, potions is done, thankfully. Alright, so next class we're going to do is our broom flying class. So we're going to walk outside here. We're still going to grab a couple more plants here. We're going to grab one here. And then, oop, I could have avoided that. I could have just walked, or you'll see me sometimes too if I see an encounter pop in an unfortunate spot. You'll see me try to pause, because like I said earlier when we were in the lake, a lot of times when you pause the game, it resets the location of the enemies around you. Now sometimes with these blue fogs it doesn't do that, but sometimes it does, so it's worth giving it a shot. Okay, so we got 2 more herbs that we need for Herbology, which is the next class after this, but now we're going to do some broom flying. And this is just Neville's worst day. He got poisoned, he passed out. And if you've seen the movie or read the books, you kind of know what happens to Neville here. He's got no control over his broom, he just broke his arm. Now we get a nice little mini side scroller come up here, where Draco's going to steal the Remember All, which was in Neville's pocket, and we have to go catch him. So we get a nice little side scrolling mini game here. It's actually a lot harder than it looks because they spawn in awful spots. And then basically all we got to do is just catch Draco. Obviously you want to avoid getting hit by any trees. You can one cycle this one, so if you get hit by no trees, that's the quickest possible way. There's another flying mini game that we do later on that even if you hit nothing, you can't fully one cycle it because they just get a speed boost for no reason. That was a pretty good one though. That was pretty good. I only hit 1 tree at the beginning. And everyone just loves to walk off without Harry. Harry just like stands there, thinks solemnly about what he's got going on. And then we move on. So now we're actually going to do Herbology, which is just straight across. We have to grab 1 more plant before we go into the greenhouse. Which is going to be right down here. I almost hit that. Whew. Ah! See, they can just pop on you like that.
At least you can run from a lot of them.
A lot of them you can. A lot of them you can't. And unfortunately, how it works is a lot of the slower enemies that have like slow attack animations or something like that are the ones you can't run from, which is unfortunate. But snakes are pretty good. All right, so we're in Herbology. We actually have so what Herbology class does is she gives us this ingredient encyclopedia and says, go grab all these herbs that are on my herb list. And we actually have all of them besides one which is the Mandrake route. But the Mandrake route, again, doesn't spawn until after we start the class. So we have to go out. And very luckily, the Mandrake route is right in her little garden here on this side. There it is. And we just walk right back in. Gotta love the wizard education system. Alright. And now she says, take these herbs and go talk to your boy, Professor Snape. And he's going to give you some potion recipes. So we got to walk back to Professor Snape's as well. Alright, luckily we don't have to depend on snake fingers or anything like that. Oop, come on now. There we go. His hitbox is strange. You can't talk to his face, only his torso. Alright. Transfiguration is next. You'll notice two hitboxes for the doors are very strange. As long as your pinky could be touching like the side of a door and it'll let you through it. Alright, so Transfiguration. One of the pauses that we did on the lake, I equipped the gloves that we bought. Gloves are one of the things what we bought when we were in Diagon Alley. And I equipped them because what Transfiguration has us do here is it has us catch a purple rabbit that escaped. So we're just going to go out in the castle grounds and catch a purple rabbit. If we don't have the gloves equipped, it actually makes us fight the purple rabbit, kill it, and then it gives us the item. If we have the gloves equipped, you can just pick it up. You don't have to fight it. So that's why we equipped the gloves, solely so we can grab this purple rabbit, which is right over here.
And without killing it too, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Save the animals, right?
Yes.
Fortunately, hit an encounter right behind that tree. Not getting very good luck with those. Oh, please, please, please.
Rika7 donated $5. Why is Harry wearing glasses when he clearly has no eyes?
That is a great question.
They are really scary looking.
The sprite, whoever designed this game, they really cared. They really did. I promise. But yeah, there are some glaring mistakes for sure. He's got no eyeballs. He's got no eyeballs. All right, so this next part is not hard. It's just hard for me. So it's a completely memory-based game. And to ensure maximum victory and maximum speed, I brought a notepad so I don't forget what I need to do. It's literally just, we're going to be doing a dance with Flitwick, basically, to learn Wingardium Leviosa. And he just goes in directions. And I just like to write them down, because if I try to do them from memory, I mess it up like every time. It's hard to mess that one up, though. You would think. If there are any more donations, this is a great time, because this part is not particularly exciting. It's just me memorizing. Oh, we can't have the queue empty, guys. We gotta get those donations in. This is for Save the Children. We gotta save them. Alright, and we have to do it a third time.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so long and annoying. Alright, and then 3 phases. We're almost done. Alright, last phase. I promise. We're almost through this. Hey, we did it.
I would never be able to do that.
Yeah, every time I try to do it from memory, I'll mess it up. You mess up 3 times, you have to redo the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine having to do that multiple times. No thanks. I'll write it down. I'll write it down on my little Grinch-themed notepad. All right. So we're done with that. That's Charms down. We're actually moving on to Defense Against the Dark Arts, which is taught by Professor Quirrell. He seems like a pretty good guy. I don't really have any problems with him. I don't know.
Seems pretty good.
He seems pretty cool. I like his like color style. Like purple's one of my favorite colors. So like he seems fine. I don't know. His sprite definitely looks innocent. I don't know. I got nothing to say about him. So what happened here is we were getting ready to walk to class like an innocent old little Harold Potter. And Peeves, the poltergeist, who does not pop up in the movie. Actually, we want to go this way. Who does not pop up in the movies, but is in the books. He just hates us and he curses us for no reason. And then what does Quirrell do? You know, as a potential master of magic who could probably cure any ailment I have, he says, "Oh, that stinks. Go find a book to take care of that." So that's what we're doing. We're going in this little library section, and we have to fight this troll. And if we fight this troll, he gives us the book. You know how trolls love to read. Especially about curses. Hey, that's really good. It usually takes 3 hits. If we crit, it can do it in 2, which saves us time. That is our curse book, which we're going to use immediately. But we're also going to use all of our chocolate frogs, which we bought 85. You click on them once. And now we just ate 85 chocolate frogs, so we have a whole nother curse, diabetes. The reason why we buy so many cards and then we eat them all at once. Luckily, we don't have to eat them one by one, which is great. But we need as many cards as we can get because we're going to be using card combos to do death warps later on. So we buy all those chocolate frogs because you eat a chocolate frog, gives you a card, just like it does in the movies and books. So now we just got 85 cards, and hopefully that will be enough to do enough combos that we need later on to do. We have to do 3 different death warps if we can. So we just need enough cards to do 3 death warps. All right. So Quirrell is done. We have one last class, which is History of Magic. Yeah. This is another crazy one. That is History of Magic is in the books, but
Is it boring? Like this is as boring as a book as they say?
Well, yeah. I mean, the professor's a ghost, as you can see there. He's literally sleeping, so it's not very exciting. But what he does in this one, he's talking about famous witches and wizards from history, and he talks about this really cool card that he once saw. And Harry said, "Hey, I talked to a guy in Diagon Alley who said he had that legendary card." And what does Benz do as an educator? He says, "Great, let's go skip school, go back to Diagon Alley, go meet with your mysterious cloaked figure, and buy that card off of him back alley style." Sounds good. Sounds good. What are the rest of the kids doing in that class? I don't know. Not my problem. So we're back here. Luckily, we do not have to go anywhere as far, and it does not, nothing gets ruined here, so which is good. We can hit all the encounters we want to. It'd be really slow, but it wouldn't ruin anything. So this is the guy's vault. We just have to go up here, fight another boss. This should look decently familiar. Color swapped Chuck. But a lot easier this time, because we have 800 health and 900 something magic power. But same principles apply. We got to kill his little minions first. Oh bother. Oh, okay. I mean,
lots
we all
of zeros.
miss. Yeah, we all miss. They felt bad for me. All right, and this time we have the ability to light him on fire, so we can do that. All right, one more lighting on fire, and then we are good to get out of here. I'm gonna try and show off a little glitch that doesn't do anything for the game besides look kind of cool. It's kind of hard to get, but I'll see if I can do it. So we just walk out here. This game's hitbox system is a little weird. So if you're moving and you hit a hitbox, A lot of times it can continue to make you glide. So I think I got it here. I'm not supposed to be moving right now, but I'm just gliding for no reason. I just walked through a wall. It does nothing. It doesn't save any time. It doesn't do anything besides just letting that happen on cutscenes for some reason. All right. And then that is the end of our class schedule, thankfully. So we got through our first day of school.
Yay.
And now it's Halloween. Times jump up a lot here. So Draco's kind of mean. He's like, hey, fight me. And we're like, all right, well, that's cool. We're going to fight him. Hermione's like, you guys shouldn't fight him. It's not cool. You guys will get in trouble. And Harry and Ron are kind of jerks to Hermione at the beginning, so they're like, whatever, Hermione, you don't know anything. So you can see here on the screen, it's darker now, which is actually very important. So whenever the castle is dark, like this, or it's dark anywhere, but especially when the castle is dark, that means now we can have encounters pop out on the floor of the castle. However, for some reason, this very first segment here, where I have this whole train of little Gryffindors, no encounters will pop. But any other time, even later on in the same segment, any other time, oh, hi, Hagrid. Any other time, no encounters will always pop. But for some reason, when we head down to go to this wizard duel, they will not pop. And yeah, these are teachers that are supposed to be looking out. You don't see anything. The teachers are looking out for kids sneaking out after hours.
Do they ever catch you, or
if you touch them, you have to literally touch them. They'll be like, "Hey, go back to bed." All right. We're actually skipping a lot of cutscenes here, so I moved up and diagonal to skip a little cutscene with Draco talking, and then we skip a big cutscene with Filch looking for us by walking in that specific pattern. Another little glide there for you. Snape bullying that good old Quirrell. He has never done anything to anybody. Alright. So yeah, Filch is coming. We gotta hide. This room seems fine. We crossed all the way across the floor. That's Fluffy. Alright, so now encounters will start popping. So you're going to see me do these little pause steps a lot, because I'm trying not to hit it. We're actually setting up for another glitch here. Another skip, rather. It's not really glitch. If we hit an encounter, it's fine. It doesn't ruin the glitch, but we have to kill it, unfortunately, which is very slow. So ideally, we don't hit an encounter, if we can avoid it. If we do, it's not the end of the world, like I said. It's just slower. Good. One more floor. We just got to get back to Gryffindor, so. And then we're home free. Cool. Like I said, like to hug those top walls and make my hitbox lower. And we are good. Next is the iconic part of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, which is the troll in the dungeon.
I was gonna ask if that still happens in the game.
The game is designed to have that happen.
Okay, but the way you play it.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different the way we do it. So yeah, like I said, Harry and Ron are jerks. They're making fun of Hermione. She goes and cries. We just have to have these little cutscenes here. We have to go down and talk to this lady, be like, hey, where's Hermione? She's crying. We just saw her crying, so I don't know why we have to ask her about it, but...
The music in this game slaps. It's so nice.
Oh, yeah. The classic 8-bit themes. Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
All right. So Troll in the Dungeon, thought you ought to know. Classic Quirrell. Feel bad he passed out. He's just an innocent guy. So, 2 key skips we can do here. There's a cutscene here with Snape that we can skip if I get it. I didn't get it. That's okay. So, this loses about 20 seconds. So we can skip this whole Snape thing. Him walking, and we're going to see the troll down here. It requires a frame-perfect pause on exactly the point where the cutscene would trigger.
And unfortunately, in this game, you cannot pause if you're moving. So you have to stop moving and pause at the same time. So we're gonna save here, and I'm gonna just need a second to try and set up a glitch. Perfect. So the troll fight happened. Did you guys see it? Did you see it? Yeah, I completely crushed it. Now, so that is another frame perfect pause that skips that whole segment. So if I didn't get that, what would happen there is I'd walk up, we'd have to fight the troll, very, very slow. The troll is very beefy too, so even at level 99, it still takes like 5 or 6 hits. But because we frame perfect paused and stopped on a very specific tile, and also we had to go in our menu to avoid soft locking, we actually skipped that whole troll fight, and none the wiser. So at least we got that one.
Knock on wood.
Alright. Now begins what I like to call hey, let's go see Hagrid segment. I think it's like 3 or 4 times in a row. We're going to walk to Hagrid, something will happen, it cuts back, and then we have to walk to Hagrid, something will happen, and then it cuts back, and then we have to walk to Hagrid's. This is the first one. Hey. Yeah, at this point forward, encounters don't matter at all beyond it being slower to hit them. A lot of times we have to have it set up in a specific way to activate certain glitches, but from this point forward to the end of the game, it doesn't matter. Alright. So we go talk to Hagrid. Just another dialogue sequence. Then we're going to pop up in the library, and they'll be like, hey, we got to go see Hagrid.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, actually, no, I forgot about this part. We have Christmas first. Merry Christmas.
Aw.
Happy Christmas. So there is a one small reprieve in between the Hagrid visits. Peeves is a jerk. He stole my Christmas presents, and I will find him. Luckily, I know exactly where to go because I played this game a bunch of times. All right. Luckily, it's also daytime, too, so we don't really have to worry about encounters on the castle floor. It's just like when you enter any other side rooms is when encounters can pop up, basically. But in the main castle floors, you won't have to deal with them. Luckily, I only have to go down to one floor here, this first room here. We're going to hug the top wall again so we could try and skip encounters. Hey! No! I tried. Alright, so I found my Christmas presents. And I think this is unreasonable. It's Christmas. Nobody's in the castle. Everyone went home for Christmas besides like me and Ron and like some other people. And I just lost points because a ghost stole my Christmas presents. And I went and found them. I don't think that's fair. It's not cool. So we got our Christmas presents, so we're just going to go walk back, talk to Ron, and be like, alright, Christmas is resumed now.
Time to see Hagrid.
You know what we haven't done in a while? See Hagrid. No, we have a little segment after that. Before we have to go see Hagrid, luckily. Hey, come on. Did my call for donations help? Did we get anything else in the queue yet? Oh, lay them on me.
Pergand donated $5. How did Harry Potter get down the hill? Walking. J.K. Rowling. Can we get a $5 hype train for 20K?
Oh, let's go. Yeah, let's get that hype train. Where are we at? Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're approaching 19. $5 hype train for 20K. I think that's very reasonable. Remember how good of a cause this is, too. It's doing wonderful things for children around the world, not only giving them the healthcare they need, giving them educational opportunities for them, and helping impoverished children as well. It's just, I can't speak highly enough about what Save the Children does. So thank you for everyone who has donated so far, and let's keep it rolling. Yeah, long cutscene. Basically, we have the Invisibility Cloak now, which is pretty cool. We don't get to choose when to use it. The game does. So, like, for now, right now, we have to use it for a certain segment, unfortunately. But we do have it. And you know what else is unfortunate? Is that despite the Invisibility Cloak, we can still hit encounters.
They can still see us.
I was literally just going to ask that.
Yep, they can still see us plenty fine. It's like the one thing I would want it for. So Harry got his invisibility cloak, and he's like, you know what? It's time to be mischievous. I didn't get in trouble enough. So he's going to go exploring in the castle. Hey, come on. Hey! That's not fair. That turtle can be faster than you. And he shoots fire in a place that you wouldn't expect a turtle to shoot fire. Hopefully you don't have to see it and I don't have to describe it to you, so we'll just leave it at that. Out of his rear end. I can't leave it at that. It's out of his rear end. It's a turtle that shoots fire out of his rear. I don't really know why. So we're going all the way down to the second floor here, to the library. And Harry's like, ooh, yes, I forgot about that restricted section. Let's go check it out. Now, some key here that we can get that we're going to use for the later parts of the run is we're going to grab Petrificus Totalis, classic Harry Potter movie spell. Paralyzes your enemies. And then we just trigger the alarm to continue the story. Now, if you get too close to the librarian there, she will be like, caught ya, and then you have to do all that over again. So let's not. I've done that in a few runs, unfortunately. So we need to make our way back. And like I said, I've played this game a few times, so I know that I can only go up 2 floors, and if I try to go up a 3rd floor, Filch is going to be in my way. And if I try to get too close to Filch, he'll be like, haha, I caught you, and then we have to do it all over again. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go hide out in this hallway, and it seems good. This is one of those things, if you've ever played this game casually or you're interested in playing this game casually, it's kind of frustrating because nothing tells you that you have to go in this specific hallway. You might just be like, all right, I know I have to get back to Gryffindor, but what am I supposed to do?
There's Harry's mom and dad.
Yes, the classic Mirror of Erised. Harry's mom and dad. You can see that Harry really has his mother's no eyes. All right, now that we triggered that Mirror of Erised cutscene, now we can make it up, all the way up. But you'd have to know to do that, which again, the game does not explain to you. It's not like, oh, hey, go down 2 floors and then go find the Mirror of Erised. It just says, go back into Gryffindor. What are you doing? But we made it.
I'm trying to imagine children trying to play this without any sort of guidebooks or anything.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, a lot of the games that I speedrun come from a nostalgic place. I think that happens with a lot of people that I've talked to. So I played this game a bunch as a kid, and I can't fathom how I figured out how to do that. I did beat this game, but I can't fathom how I figured out how. I don't know. Now is the Hagrid segment, by the way.
Another one.
Yeah, there's Hagrid. He's talking to us in the library, and we still have to go talk to him.
He's like, let's continue this outside.
Also, Draco is really hidden. Alright. So, this is segment 1 of walking to Hagrid's. Basically, what he just told us, because I skipped through the dialogue there, is that he inherited something special from somebody he met down at the pub. And we have to go to his hut to see what it is. Oh, please, 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 please.
Rika7 donated $5. Hype train? You got it. Let's hit that 20K.
Let's do it. 20K. I hope that train is still rolling. Alright, so we're entering Hagrid's hut. And we're going to see his little take-home project, which is right there in the fire. Which, if you haven't read the book or watched the movie, it's a dragon egg, which you'll see very shortly. Because it's going to hatch into a dragon. Mini dragon.
So cute.
Little Norbert. Norbert has eyes, but Harry doesn't. Okay, so what Hagrid just told us is, obviously, Norbert just hatched. He must be hungry. Harry, go get me some chickens. So we're going to go fight some chickens. Luckily, they have a set spawn spot, which is right here, roughly. So we're actually going to save, and then they spawn there every time. The reason why we save there too is because very rarely, if you try to do this too many times in a row, we have to do 5 encounters of chickens, the game will just crash inexplicably. So that's why we save here, because we don't want the game to crash, obviously. But basically, every encounter of chickens has 3 chickens in it, and you know, I said we have to get 5. That's not 5 chickens, it's 5 sets of chickens. So I have to kill 15 chickens.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So if any donations come through, now is a great time, because this is...
You're just going to be killing chickens.
Just killing chickens. Kill the animals.
Poor things.
Yeah.
Professor Snape donated $5. How many Harry Potters does it take to screw in a light bulb? Only one. He just holds it up and expects the world to revolve around him.
I don't appreciate that, actually. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for the donation. Oh, I should have killed that other chicken first, because now he's going to attack me. Thank you so much for that donation. All right, that's 2 chickens. 2
out of 5. Oh my
out of 5. And you can see why Petrificus Totalis is useful here as well, because we paralyze the chickens so they don't get a turn, basically. They could sit here and attack me all day. They only do 1, sometimes rarely 2 damage. Most of the time it's 0 or 1, so they can kill me, but we only do it so they don't get a chance to attack because it's slow. And then we just use our 0 MP spell. 3. I don't think I properly introduced my guest here, by the way. This is Princess Ashfire. She's doing a great job helping me talk here. But most importantly, she is my fiance. And we're getting married soon, so I'm very happy about that.
I don't know much about the game, but I know a lot about Harry Potter, so that's that's all I'm here for.
And to support me, of course, because you're a wonderful fiance. Ooh, 2 crits in a row. Does nothing. Absolutely nothing here, but that's 4? Was that 4? Yeah, I think it was 4. If not, we'll just come back and fight another chicken. Alright. Paralyze the chickens. And a lot of times, so with Petrificus Totalis too, it doesn't have a set amount of turns that they can break out, and this will come into play a lot in the end game of the run. So sometimes they'll stay stunned the whole time. Sometimes they'll break out after 1 turn. And obviously, if we get a chicken that breaks out after 1 turn, we want to kill that one first, because we don't want it to have a chance to get a turn to fight, because it's just slow. All right, we did 5. So time flashes forward slightly, and what do you know, we're back in the library, and what do you know, we got to go to Hagrid's. Basically, so we feed Norbert. What the time change does for us tells us that Norbert's getting too big for his dragon britches, and he needs to get moving. Luckily, Ron has a brother who trains dragons, so we're trying to orchestrate that. We got to go tell Hagrid about this so we can get the dragon out of his house. I think I could do that. There we go.
I love the door creak sound.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
The door creak sound is iconic. If I could make an emote out of a sound, that's what I would do for that.
I think that's what when I signed on to AIM, that was the noise that I had.
Yep, AOL Instant Messenger when you sign on. What came first, this game or AOL Instant Messenger?
I don't know.
Probably AOL. This game came out in 2001, I think.
We'll need someone to donate and give us the answer.
Yeah. So if you know the answer out there, what came first, AOL Instant Messenger or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Game Boy Color? Please donate and let us know. Please. We just have another auto scroller here.
Rocket Dog donated $5. Choo choo.
Choo choo. Keep that train a rolling.
Pergand donated $5. I am a bit obsessed with Harry Potter. It is a bit of a serious problem.
Hey.
But there is nothing wrong with that. I love these puns and I never gonna stop.
You know what? For the sake of donations, we will let the puns flow. It's for a good cause. Thank you so much. I mentioned before you can't one-cycle this one. Norbert gets a weird speed boost in the middle. So even if you get hit by 1 or 2 fireballs, it's still the fastest. Doesn't really matter. All right. So we're actually getting ready to set up something very important here. So we have to walk back down to Hagrid's, unfortunately. You can see Hermione's kind of strapped to our back here, which is unfortunate because it actually doubles our hitbox. So Hermione can get touched on the foot by an encounter, and then I have to fight it. So we're going to avoid them as much as possible. But we're actually getting ready to set up a very important glitch called lighting. If you recall earlier, I mentioned that when the castle gets dark like it is now, encounters can pop up on the castle floor, like that. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a death warp in a second, which will warp us back from Hagrid's hut to the 4th floor of the castle. But also very importantly is that since Hagrid's hut is illuminated on the inside, when we activate the death warp, it also makes the interior of the castle illuminated. So it makes it so encounters do not pop up on the floor, which makes it very safe for us to walk. The thing about setting up that glitch is similar to how we did with earlier with setting up the glitch that made us level 99, is when we do it, we actually can't have any encounters in our bank, quote unquote. So for example, with the rat boss fight that I needed to have that victory in that boss fight specifically, that's why it had to be a victory. That was what was stored. But we can't have anything stored as our last fight, so what we're going to do is we're going to enter Hagrid's hut here. We're going to get the Norbert box, and then we're going to save, and we're actually going to reset the game. Because that will make it so we don't have any encounters stored in our memory. And you're going to hear in a second 5 beeps. Because what we're doing is we're setting up this glitch, and it is frame perfect to specific frame. So you're going to hear 5 beeps. It's using the flow timer. Oop, that's not the right file. So we had to reset that. Yeah, so it's frame specific to a specific actual time frame in the timer. So you'll see in a second. All right, I think I got it. Yep, what we want to see here is Harry take that health point and die. Now, we are in the castle, it's illuminated, and we have that box still. So we actually saved about 3 minutes of walking. And we're walking in a place that has no encounters. So it's very, very safe for us. What happened there was that since we did not have an encounter registered in our bank, quote unquote, I don't have a better term for it. It's like a build-up of your encounters that you've dealt with. The game doesn't know what to do when you do a card duplication glitch like that. So there's a 50-50 shot, really, that either it will attack you, which is what we want because we want it to death warp, or it'll just soft lock and do nothing. There is a specific frame that it will do that, which is what we use the flow timer for. The flow timer was developed by somebody named Stringflow, who is very active in the Pokemon speedrunning community. He developed it for running Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal and things like that. But we use it here to get the very exact frame that we can activate the glitch. And we're going to do that 2 more times. If we can keep up this state where we have not had any encounters and we did our death warp, we don't have to save and quit each time. We can actually just do the card duplication, and it'll death warp us automatically. That is very difficult to do. As you can see, these encounters just pop up out of nowhere, and I'll just get hit with them randomly. So we're going to hope that we go through these segments without hitting any encounters. If we do hit an encounter, then I'll have to reset up the glitch and do it again. We did return Norbert, but we got caught and we just lost a bunch of house points. So it's kind of rough. We lost 50 points each for Neville, Hermione, and Harry. So we lost 150 house points. And now we have detention, which means we have to go to the Forbidden Forest.
Do you still have to avoid encounters?
If I can. I don't have to. Like I said, if I do, it's not the end of the world. It is absolutely the fastest if I don't hit encounters. Not only do I save the encounter time, but then I don't have to set up the glitch. Anytime I have to set up the glitch, it wastes 25 to 30 seconds. So
Okay.
I'm going to try my best to not hit encounters. I will almost assuredly hit an encounter, though. I feel like I will. It's very, very difficult. Because what we're about to do, is we're about to enter the Forbidden Forest for our detention. So we're going to be in the forest, which has a lot of very narrow pathways. Encounters can only pop up on pathways that you can walk on. And since there are narrow pathways, unlike this, which is just wide open field, these encounters can pop up anywhere on this. There's a lot of narrow passages, so it's very hard to avoid encounters in the forest, but we're going to try our best. Yes, let's hopefully hear that train's still rolling.
Flodo donated $5. Let's create a new episode called Harry Potter and the Hype Train. Choo choo.
That's a book I want to read.
Pergand donated $5. You look pretty Weasley after that pun, but Granger things have happened. You must also be a Dementor? Because this run takes my breath away.
Aww. That is the weight of my heart right there. If there's any more, you can keep them going. We're just going to be walking and hopefully not hitting encounters. We do pick up a potion there. Just sorry to interrupt. We do pick up a potion there for safety at the very end of the game. It's a pepper up potion in case we run out of magic points. Hopefully we don't, but just in case. But yeah, other than that, it is just walking and hopefully not hitting any encounters. If we do, we do, but hopefully we don't. Ooh, that one was close. Same thing too, I'm going to try to hug the tops of these walls or paths as much as I can, because instead of having a whole body hitbox, it just makes it like my tiny little feet. So. Let's do it.
Zero Mind donated $42. The answer.
Answer is 42. Thank you. Very generous.
Pentatenta donated $5. Choo choo. Why are you making that face, Harry? What did you see?
Harry's seen too much. He's 11 years old at this stage. No, dang. Alright, we tried. So we have to set up the glitch again.
Do you have to do all this again, too?
No, I don't have to like do the whole forest again.
Oh, okay.
But if I could have... Where am I going? Yeah, we want to go down here. Yeah, never mind. If I had not hit an encounter, I wouldn't have had to save and reset and chance it not working again, especially. Like I said, it's frame perfect. And especially when you do it the second time, it seems to be more volatile. It seems to go awry a little bit more. So we're going to hope that it works. But I'll tell you what. We've done it once, so the lighting glitch. I think I'll do solid $5 per attempt if it fails. More every time it fails, I'll do another $5 donation. So if we're up to $5 so far, now I kind of hope I fail it. Get more money for Save the Children. But first we got to get through this forest. So. Yeah, he's just checking to see if that unicorn's okay. Nothing suspicious going on here. Harry passed out because he can't handle all the love. In reality, that's supposed to be Voldemort sucking the blood of a unicorn, which is supposed to sustain your life. That's just some Harry Potter lore for you. So he's trying to get back to his full-bodied self using a unicorn. And actually, that's what the Sorcerer's Stone does as well. Is it helps create an elixir of life that brings that can extend your life beyond the standard lifespan, which is why Voldemort wants the Sorcerer's Stone so much. And then now basically the whole forest thing is to get to that pinnacle where we get to see the unicorn and Voldemort and stuff. And now all we got to do is walk back. So if we do have any more donations, great. If not, that is fine too. We got to change that. That train is not wanting to stop right now. Put more coal in it. That seems dated. I don't think they use coal anymore. But luckily, we've been able to run from pretty much most of our encounters. Anytime we can't run from an encounter, it adds another like 4 or 5 seconds. So each encounter we hit is like a 7 to 8. It's like, ooh, I'm going the wrong way. It's like 7 seconds or so. But you add 4 seconds per turn that it fails to run away. Last screen of the forest, and then we're going to walk back into Hagrid's and attempt to do that glitch again. And again, shout out to Stringflow, who developed this flow timer to help with frame-specific tricks like this. It's been very instrumental in cracking this game a little bit more open. So we're going to save, reset. And you're going to hear those 5 beeps again. All right, let's see. Hey, nice. All right. So we do have one more death warp, so if we can keep it encounterless from this point forward, we don't have to do it again. But luckily, there's only one small screen that we can hit an encounter on coming up at that point. So hopefully we don't, but if we do, then we'll set it up for a third time. But that's $5 more, so $10 so far on my end. And we just got to walk back up. We're actually we're approaching the end game now. One of the coolest parts about Sorcerer's Stone, if you're not familiar with like just the story parts of it, is that we now know in the story that the Sorcerer's Stone is hidden where Fluffy was guarding, the Fluffy being that big 3-headed dog, and we have to go down in there and we have to encounter all these challenges that were developed by the teachers in order to get to the stone. So we're actually getting ready to do all those challenges. So we're right at getting real close to the end of the run here. All we got to do is make it this screen into the castle, and then if we get that encounter list, then we don't have to set up the glitch a third time. But we'll see. Easy. All right. We're good. Okay.
Does walking slower help, like, avoid the things popping up on you?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that little pause thing there. Like, sometimes I'll just stop and see where an encounter pops there. I don't usually do it there just because it's such a small screen.
Yeah.
That I just kind of risk it and go for it. And usually, most of the time, that's fine. I have lost the glitch there before the. All right, so we tell McGonagall there, like, we need to speak to Dumbledore right away. Oh, actually, we were supposed to be walking. We need to speak to Dumbledore right away, but he's not in town. And then that's when we decide, you know what, we got to take matters in our own hands. All right, so coming up is going to be our last Death Warp. This one is a little bit different because we're going to be in the Gryffindor common room. And usually when we Death Warp, it Death Warps us to the 4th floor because that's where the hospital wing is. But for some reason, when we do this Death Warp coming up, it takes us right to the door where Fluffy is instead of the hospital wing. I think it's because it's at night instead of during the day. I guess the hospital is closed tonight. I don't know. So luckily, since we didn't hit an encounter, we don't have to save and quit. We can just go into our folio, and the death warp will work automatically. Oops, wrong item though. Use that one. So yeah, we death warp here, and then voila, we're in our invisibility cloak right at Fluffy's door here. All right.
Aw.
Yeah, little Fluffy. He's cute in this game. He's pretty
pupper.
cute. No eyes though, as well. I've noticed. First challenge is the Devil Snare here, which is a Herbology challenge, obviously. This is pretty self-explanatory. We have a fire spell, so we're going to use fire to kill the plants, just like they do in the books and the movies. They use light and fire to kill the plants. And the same strategy applies as well. We're going to kill the smaller ones first, and then we're going to focus on the bigger one. Hopefully they stay frozen. That's fine. Hopefully the main thing is we want the big one to stay frozen for the 2 turns so that it doesn't attack us and waste time. It's still frozen, so we're good. If we get a crit, it can die in 1 shot, but usually it takes 2. Yep, it's going to take 2. Alright, so that one's done. That's 1 challenge done. The next one is really annoying. Don't like it at all. It's not an auto-scroller, but it's another flying minigame where we have to get the specific key that opens a specific door. And it's just really frustrating. It's all RNG as to what you have to deal with. You'll kind of see it in a second here. There's only 1 key that works, but there's tons of keys everywhere. They all move randomly, and you just kind of have to hope for the best. And that's never a good speedrunning strategy, is where you just have to hope for the best. And they move in random directions. I'm so close, actually. This is going okay. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, we got it. All right. So that was okay. You can get really lucky and you can fly basically straight up to the top without any interference, but that one was fine. Now we got our wizard's chest. First up is the knight. Which we're just gonna be fighting the pieces here. We're gonna do 3 fire spells unless we get crits. Hey, so 2 fire spells saves us a turn. Check out that intense move of wizard chess. If you play real chess, you can't focus too much on the moves because they're all illegal in this game. Please, please, we're just finding some chess pieces.
Pergand donated $5. Harry Potter quiz. What is the password for entering the Gryffindor common room in the first book? If any one of you answer correctly, I will donate $10.
Well, it depends on which portion of the book you're talking about. Caput Draconis is the first one, but it does change in the book to other passwords. But I believe Caput Draconis is the first one, if that's the one you're referring to. So hopefully we hear there's another donation coming through soon. If not, I'm going to look real foolish. But all right, so last chess piece here, and we actually just spam our Flipendo spell, which is our 0-cost spell. And we just hope for some crits here. A lot of the time save that happens at the end of this run is just hoping that we get crits, which can happen. Like we got 1, which is pretty good, but the crit chance is very low in this game. It's not you know, like a Pokemon or something like that where you can crit pretty regularly. And especially since we don't equip like any items, it doesn't really help with our crit chance. But Wizard's Chest is over.
Just Ron laying on the ground.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave him. He's fine. This troll is carrying a potion, so we're gonna grab that just in case. I'm gonna save here. I have not messed this up in a very, very long time, but that's famous last words.
I was
so.
like, don't ever say that.
Yeah. So we're gonna save here. This is the potion minigame, and this is just like what's the game called? Oh, that's really good. Hold on, I can't focus and say that at the same time. Hold on. Wow, that was a really good one. It's basically you just have to find the right mixture of ingredients to make the potion. Those black dots telling you that how many that you have correct.
It's like Minesweeper, kind of?
Yeah, it's something like that. Not exactly like, you know, there's bombs or anything in there, but this is like the end game. We have 2 fights left, which are Quirrell and which are Voldemort. Oh, Quirrell was bad, by the way, the whole time.
Oh, no.
When I said he was good earlier, that was a classic misdirection. So. For Quirrell and Voldemort, we do 2 unique ways to fight them. So we're going to paralyze them because they hit pretty hard. And then we're gonna poison them 3 times. So when we poison them, it does 20 damage per turn, and then it stacks. So when we do it 3 times, it'll do 20, then 30, and then now it's gonna do 40. Now we're gonna utilize a glitch here called the enemy attack skip. So when we use an item or we go to flee, even from a fight we can't flee from, we can press A on a specific frame, and it just stacks that damage. You can see he's just getting 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. Now, unfortunately, he broke out of his paralysis, which will ruin that. So we're going to paralyze him again. We're going to use that pepper up potion, and then it just... oh, man, he broke out quick, but we still got him. So you press A on a specific frame there, and then it just keeps skipping his turn, skipping my turn, and then just that damage keeps carrying over and over and over again. And we're going to do the same thing for Voldemort, though he breaks out a lot more often in my experience. So hopefully he stays frozen for a while. Sorry, frozen, so we got 20. 30. And time is going to be upon killing Voldemort here. So we're at 40, and we're actually just gonna flee. Hopefully he doesn't break out. It's a really good one. That was a really good one though. Usually does not. And time. 116 is pretty good. 116 is pretty good. I want to just do one thing, get to the post game here. So the only thing that diverges from the books and the movies in terms of the story is that there is a small chance that even after Dumbledore cheats and gives all these Gryffindors extra points, that we can still lose the House Cup just based on the randomness of the game. Now, what I'm seeing here, so it has Ravenclaw up there, then Hufflepuff, then Slytherin. I think we're still going to win. We have to cross 551, so let me see. Yeah, we still won. But there is a small chance that any of those other houses could win, even after we get our cheater points. So there's a small chance. But I like to call that the true ending when we get our victory. But other than that, there's nothing else to demonstrate. That's been Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Game Boy Color. Again, I cannot stress enough how thankful I am to be here. How thankful I am that my fiance came here and joined me and has been so supportive of me through this journey. When I got accepted into ESA, I literally jumped up and down in my house and cried a little bit because I was so happy to be a part of something that I've cared about for so long and to be here supporting such a great charity. So again, I cannot thank you guys enough for donating, for supporting, for making me dress like Harry Potter. Here's my wand, by the way, in case you didn't see it. I do have the wand. I just can.
I forgot to draw the scar.
Oh,
but
that's
okay.
too bad. I have a tiny little scar. It's not Thunderbolt shaped, but again, I can't thank you all enough for having me here and supporting not only this organization and this amazing cause, but just being here for my run as well. So thank you guys so much, and please stick around for some more. Please.
Pergand donated $10. Yes, it was Caput Draconis I was thinking about.
Hey.
Winner winner chicken dinner. Oh wait. You killed all the chickens.
Oh no. I'm glad we got some payoff for that. And I didn't make myself look stupid, which was the main thing. But thank you guys so much for the support, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you very much.